Minister for Government Communications. I'm here this morning and I'm very privileged. I came with a long list of the heads of the various agencies under the ministry. I have the head of the Forestry Commission, Mr. Hugh Brown is here. I have the Lands Commission, Professor Usu Ansan. I have my own chief director. I'm doing it no particular order, chief. Mr. Haliga, the advisor to the minister, Professor Kuma is here. JADEC CEO, CEO of Ghana Geological Survey, Mr. Gad, CEO of the Ghana Stool Lands, and the deputy CEOs are also here. Well, my able deputy minister, or the MP for Bole Bamboy, is also here, Honorable Suleimana. And I have various deputy ministers from the Minerals Commission and the Lands Commission are also here. So, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, good morning. Since the inception of this government, President Mohammed's vision of resetting Ghana has been in full force, as you all know. And Ghanaians have appreciated the dedication and commitment of those who have been tasked with the privilege of serving, including those of us at the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Our mandate is to ensure the sustainable management and utilization of Ghana's lands, forests, and wildlife resources, as well as the efficient management of our mineral resources for socio-economic development. Under the purview of the ministry are 10 agencies, including the Lands, Minerals, and Forestry Commissions, the Ghana Geological Survey Authority, the Ghana Boundary Commission, the Office of the Administrator of Stool Lands, the Ghana Integrated Iron and Steel Development Corporation, GISDEC, the Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation, the Minerals Development Fund. The ministry actively collaborates with other ministries and private sector stakeholders, including traditional authorities, academic institutions, the media, civil society organizations, among others. Today, I'm privileged to highlight our achievements at the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources year to date. I'll start with an update on the fight against illegal mining activities. The mining sector is a lifeline of millions of Ghanaians. As we all know, Ghana is blessed with an abundance of minerals: gold, diamonds, bauxite, iron, salt, and others. These natural resources are under unprecedented global strain due to rapid population growth, urbanization, escalating demand for raw materials, and the compounding effects of climate change. The government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama recognizes that for Ghana to fully harness the benefit of its mineral wealth, the law must be strengthened to ensure equity, sustainability, and shared prosperity for all stakeholders, especially our communities which bear the direct brunt of mining activities. That is why we are undertaking a comprehensive legislative and policy review at the Minerals Commission. The Minerals and Mining Act at 703/2024, as amended, are under review with extensive stakeholder engagement and at about 85% completion stage. And I have to note that we've really embarked on a national stakeholder engagements across the country. Some significant changes that we are pursuing is one, to drastically reduce the number of years that prospecting licenses are held for from perpetuity to a defined minimal period, reducing the upper limit for a number of years for the grant of a mining lease from 30 years to an agreed period, obviously very reduced years. 3, abolishing development agreements and enforcing the signing of community development agreements, imposing a rate of an agreed percentage of gross revenue from the sale of minerals to fund community development projects to help fast-track the development of mining communities. How many times have we talked about how mining communities are impoverished? These transformational changes will see the accelerated development of our mining communities. We are also introducing a three-tier mineral right regime by including a medium-scale mining. As we speak, we have only small-scale and large-scale. We envision in the new law to have a medium-scale regime. We are also working to reduce the upper limit for stability agreements from the current 15 years to allow for capital recovery for huge investments only, or abolishing it altogether. Under the leadership of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, and with extensive stakeholder engagement that include traditional authorities, civil society groups, academia, government is committed to ensure that the review of the Act corrects the imbalances of the past and secure a brighter future for the benefit of all Ghanaians. And that is why we are bent on making sure that we visit every region in the country to get the inputs of the people of Ghana. In the fight against Galamsey, it must be noted that 55 small-scale mining licenses issued during the transitional period were revoked at the beginning of the year. Additionally, 907 out of 1,278 licenses, and these are small-scale mining licenses, are now under review for possible revocation due to irregularities identified by the Small-Scale Mining Review Committee, chaired by my able Deputy Minister. A similar exercise is currently ongoing to review large-scale mining licenses to ensure compliance. These measures are all aimed at sanitizing the mining sector to ensure transparency and sustainable operations. In collaboration with other agencies, including the Ghana Police Service, the Ghana Armed Forces, and the National Security Secretariat, and I must say that I've had a full cooperation of our various sector ministries, and I want to take reinforcement they are supported. Additionally, 279 trucks conveying illegal lumber were intercepted, fined, and the illegal wood confiscated and auctioned. As government strategy to promote legal timber trade, Ghana entered into the voluntary partnership agreement with the EU, aimed at ensuring only legal timber from sustainable managed forests are exported to the EU market. Subsequently, Ghana is expected to issue what we call the Forest Law Enforcement Governance and Trade License, FLET, to accompany all wood exports to the EU market. Ghana is at the final stage of completing the process for issuance of this FLET license. And the key outstanding requirement is the ratification of these TUCs. And I must inform you that we are currently trying to get that done in Parliament. And the effective date of the FLET licenses coming live will be on the 8th of October 2025. I move to a very important initiative that really is on the heart of His Excellency President John Mahama. And that is what we call the Major Reforestation Initiative, Tree for Life initiative. This was launched by His Excellency President John Mahama at Nkawie in the Ashanti region in March this year. On June 5th, the President again led the nation to commence the tree planting exercise, emphasizing the government's commitment to planting 30 million trees. As of mid-July 2025, a total of 7.8 million seedlings have been distributed and planted, out of which 2.3 million were planted by the private sector. The planting campaign is ongoing, with a target expected to be met at the end of the rainy season. And let me note that we just started the planting June and July, and that's really why you see this number. I believe that with the diligence and hard work led by the Forestry Commission team, we will meet the target by October this year. To promote ecotourism, the Commission has received proposals from strategic partners to invest in 5 potential sites: Dija National Park, Shire Hills Resource Reserve, Kalakpa Resource Reserve, Sakumono Ramsar Site, and the Muni Pumazi Ramsar Site. The proposals are being reviewed for PPP, public-private partners to develop these areas for tourism and local economic growth. One critical area of importance, and I'm moving to the Ghana Geological Survey Authority, is geological investigations, which sits with the Ghana Geological Survey Authority. The authority supports small-scale miners with data on mineralized areas to assist with proper and regulated mining activities. And we intend to retool the authority to delve into this mandate. The reason why the Geological Survey is important is that we ask the question all the time, why are people mining everywhere? Because they don't know where the gold is. If only we can identify mineralized areas, then we can really organize people better in mineralized areas, and so that we don't destroy our lands, our water bodies. And that is why we are strongly focused on retooling the Ghana Geological Survey to identify these mineralized areas. We have also monitored seismic activities nationwide, which is really under the purview of the Geological Survey, with data confirming no imminent geological risk to our country. Critical findings are also utilized to inform engineering designs for infrastructure development, enhancing construction safety standards as well. We also conducted geothermal investigations and mapping to evaluate the viability of integrating geothermal energy into Ghana's energy mix. The findings will support the diversification of renewable energy sources in alignment with national sustainable goals. You know that this is very, very critical in making sure that we have an energy mix that has a lot of renewable, and that will help really meet our renewable energy targets. Furthermore, GGSA is completing investigation on clay deposits in the Greater Accra, Volta, and Central regions, identified as high potential raw material for the ceramic and cement industries, with prospects to boost local industrial production and contribute to economic growth and job creation. And I've been reliably informed that these three regions hold great potential for these minerals. And I'll move to the Lands Commission on Land Administration and Management. As part of the reset agenda to ensure that the administration of lands reaches the doorsteps of every Ghanaian, the Lands Commission has been instructed to decentralize its operations to all districts across the country. I'm happy to announce that 90 new district offices in underserved areas have been so far identified. It is expected that by the end of this year, every district will have Lands Commission office. This initiative aims at bringing land services closer to citizens, in reducing congestion at regional offices and strengthening land governance at the local level. In addition, the Lands Commission is working towards a turnaround time for the completion of all applications within 30 days. This is very critical. And when the president talks about resetting Ghana, it means making life a little more convenient to the people of Ghana. There's no point in anybody in the Lembele who wants land services who have to travel to Takoradi to have land services. There's no point. And so this effort is really going to make life very convenient for the people of Ghana, save them a lot of money, and bring efficiency to the operations of the Lands Commission. But we are not stopping there. We also are very much aware of delays and all the bureaucracy at the Lands Commission, of giving them a target of a 30 days turnaround time for all applications. And I believe Professor Usu and his team are working very hard to meet this target that has been set for them. The ministry has also established a committee to conduct comprehensive review of all public land allocations to enhance transparency, accountability, and alignment with the national development priorities. The committee, who is looking into this, is expected to finish its work and bring its report by August next month. The legislative instrument to also fully operationalize the Land Act 2020 at 1036 has been prepared and is being reviewed by the Attorney General's Department. The Commission is also reviewing the 1999 National Land Policy to align with international best practices and emerging trends in land governance. The process includes stakeholder consultations and expert input, with the updated policy expected to be finalized by December 2025. So, my friends, the President Research Agenda is to review the Land Act, to review the lands policy. I already told the review of the minerals policy. So we are revamping all these policies to make sure we bring them to modern test, make sure the input of the people of Ghana are all addressed, basically to transform these sectors. Again, I'm very happy to report that the Lands Commission has collaborated with the Land Use and Spatial Planning Authority, LASPA, and the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs to integrate local plans as base plans for land registration as part of government's efforts to digitalize land services. We have also upgraded the enterprise land information systems to enhance transparency, accountability, and public access to land-related information to be rolled out in all 16 regions. I know there has been concerns about some of the processes that are on hold. I'm very happy to report that we are working very hard with the review of the committee. And I believe that as soon as those reports are made ready, the President will lift that ban for all those areas. But we must necessarily do that in the interest of the people of Ghana. The Office of the Administrator of True Land has also engaged, and it's a very, very important institution, has also engaged with 548 communities, including traditional authorities, clan heads, and district assemblies to address challenges affecting revenue mobilization. As of June 2025, the agency had mobilized and disbursed 63.8 million Ghana cedis to these traditional authorities and clan heads and district assemblies. These funds have been disbursed to all regions except the Volta and Upper West regions, which are not stool land areas. Additionally, the office has recorded approximately 1,000 land rights to facilitate the demarcation and establishment of customary land secretariats nationwide. You know, the new Land Act requires the establishment of land secretariat for all these two lands to make sure that they can manage these two lands better and basically reduce chieftaincy disputes. And I think that this effort is also very critical. We now move to the Ghana Boundary Commission, which is another critical institution under the sector. The Ghana Boundary Commission has conducted preliminary orthophoto mapping to complete the first phase of a 150-kilometer joint boundary reaffirmation exercise in the western region of Ghana-Côte d'Ivoire border. The exercise was undertaken in a bid to strengthen border security and management, with a similar exercise with our Togolese neighbors over a 350-kilometer stretch to combat smuggling, irregular migration, and cross-border threats. On maritime boundary inspections, we have completed 4 joint maritime inspections with Côte d'Ivoire, confirming full compliance with established boundaries. I think this is very critical. If you recall, we had challenges with Côte d'Ivoire with our maritime boundary. And I think we have made a decision as a country to make sure that we take the step proactively to forestall such threats in the future. And that's why these engagements are very critical. We have also generated accurate geospatial data to support future boundary marker construction and bilateral cooperation. Also, in order to address transnational organized crime and promote sustainable livelihoods in border communities through skills training and sensitization initiatives, the Ghana Boundary Commission implemented phase 2 of the mitigation of destabilizing effects of transnational organized crime project, reaching 4,600 residents in 20 border communities in Upper West and Savannah regions. And I move to the Mineral Development Fund, which has implemented several strategic initiatives to foster sustainable development and create alternative economic opportunities in mining communities. Under the auspices of the ministry, the MDF is conducting a comprehensive feasibility study for poultry feed production to complement the government's Nkoko Nkitinkiti project. And this is a very serious project, to think about it. And that is why this initiative is a very welcome one. This initiative will provide viable alternatives to imported feed products, create employment opportunity for the youth, and support national food security objectives and advance import substitution strategies. We now move to GIADEC, the Ghana Integrated Iron. This is GISDEC, the Ghana Integrated Iron and Steel Development Corporation. This is one institution that holds key potential for our country, which seeks to bring order to the scrap metal industry. To this end, a scrap metal policy has been developed to regulate the industry. I think a lot of us agree that the scrap regulation is long overdue, and we must regulate it. The corporation has successfully issued 3 licenses covering an area of 397.5 kilometers square for the Shini Iron Ore Project. Additionally, Jamurumi and Bodada Block 2 and the Pudo Iron Ore Block have all yielded high-grade iron ore in exploration resource, and that's why I say that GISDEC holds a great potential for our country. These blocks are now ready for exploitation, pending investor interest. Move to GIADEC now. At the heart of Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation's vision is a commitment to unlock the full potential of Ghana's bauxite reserves. And I'm very happy that CEO Chumasi and the team are focusing on this area while ensuring long-term value addition creation for the country. In line with this vision and in support of government's resetting Ghana agenda, we develop a new strategic path and policy objective to guide GIADEC towards becoming a financially sustainable and commercially independent state institution. GIADEC secured 6 bauxite mining leases in June 2025, pending parliamentary ratification. This aims to strengthen Ghana's control over its bauxite resources and accelerate extraction to 2 million metric cubic tons per annum. We are exploring strategic partnerships in new bauxite mine development, including a 250-kilometer railway infrastructure for bauxite transport, expansion of the Takoradi port, and improved development of VALCO. All these efforts align with Ghana's vision to become a global player in the integrated aluminum industry. And ladies and gentlemen, this holds a key transformative effect for our country if we are able to do that, to really fulfill the dream long envisioned by our Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. And that's why the President is really supportive of this initiative. And so, in bringing our briefs to an end, ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources is on course to achieve its mandate. Its mandate is to ensure the sustainable management and utilization of the nation's lands, forests, and wildlife resources, as well as the efficient management of our mineral resources for socio-economic growth and development. But let me make it clear. The Ministry is under no illusion that the fight against illegal mining is an easy one. We know that it's a marathon and not a sprint. We will definitely prevail at the end. I'm very sure about that, if you clearly follow the measures we have put in place. We are also not against mining at all. In fact, we are trying to do everything to encourage responsible and sustainable mining. And we'll do everything to support responsible mining. But ladies and gentlemen, we have drawn a line in the sand. And I believe the President is very focused on that. We have drawn a line in the sand, and we will fight against irresponsible, reckless mining activities that endanger our very lives. Let me also assure the good people of Ghana that we are steadfast, we are committed, and focused on winning this fight of our lifetime. And with the political will and support of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. And I have to tell you, we get that assurance on a weekly basis. When key ministers that he has set up are meeting with him on a weekly basis to address the progress we are making. This is how serious he takes this fight. We will ensure that our water bodies are turn blue, that our forests are turned green and our environment is restored and preserved for posterity. I therefore call on all well-meaning Ghanaians and other partners to join us in this fight to save the soul of our country. I thank you, and may God bless our homeland, Ghana. Now,